It was a raucous crowd.
Yes.
And it was one of the louder moments the AAC has seen in quite some time.
It was absolutely amazing. The fans showed up. They showed out. The Tolos, the Mavs fans, the MFFLs, everybody was just going nuts. I mean, especially in the third quarter when Luka was putting on a show. Luka was toying with the Jazz. Mavs defense suffocated him. Before we get into the X's and O's, we mentioned, the star-studded crowd. I mentioned Michael Irvin was there, Dirk Nowitzki was there. You had these three quarterbacks there. You had Kyler Murray. You had Patrick Mahomes. You had Troy Aikman at the game, sitting on the front row, all of them. I don't know if you heard about the breaking news this evening from the Mavericks. Did you hear the breaking news?
Breaking Mavericks news. I'm going to feel like a schmuck if I miss something. I'm sorry.
You kind of missed it. Only those who would know this. The Mavericks have just offered a 10-day contract to another great quarterback, and that would be Tom Brady. I am not making this up. This is, you can Google it up.
What?
Yes, the Mavericks this evening offered Tom Brady a 10-day contract. Well, at least the Mavericks social media team. What had happened was Brady put out a TikTok of him playing basketball. I don't know if you know that Brady can play basketball. Just like Tony Romo can play basketball.
To be honest with you, I just assume that Brady can do literally anything.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. So he can play basketball. And so the Mavericks actually, posted to him 10-day contract. And Brady posted back, my DMs are open. And then in quotes, I think, honestly, I don't know where my DMs are on here, but they're open. Now, I only bring this up because for those who recall, when Tony Romo finished his career with the Cowboys, he didn't officially retire. What he did was signed a one-day contract with the Dallas Mavericks where he suited up for one of their games, practiced, did the shoot-around, did the pregame warm-ups, and then watched from the bench because Adam Silver wouldn't let him play. But J.J. Barea and I think Dirk were kind of coaxing him and elbowing him. Come on, Tony. Get in the game.
Check in, baby. Check in.
And he stood up for a minute there, and the crowd went wild, but he just like Boban. Tony, we want Tony. Didn't happen. By the way, Boban played last night in that big game. So back to the Mavericks game last night. Again, you'll hear about this story. Brady gets 10-day contract offer from the Mavericks. That happened tonight.
That's outstanding. No, I like that.
And I mentioned this because we had the three quarterbacks are at the game on the front row last night. It tied all in together.
Yeah. There was Pat Mahomes.
By the way, Mahomes is a big Mavericks fan. He's been tweeting about him all season. That's not the first time he showed up. Sometimes celebrities show up. They're not real fans. Patrick Mahomes has been a fan of the Mavericks. In fact, he's been to the Mavericks practice facility where he's played basketball.
Is that right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. And Kyler Murray, of course, he's also a Maverick fan growing up here in Allen.
That is correct. All makes sense.
And you know about Troy. Troy's been a Maverick fan and been at games since he was playing for the Cowboys back in the day.
Yeah, I saw a little video of him. I believe he was like autographing a football or whatever it was, and you were sitting right with him.
Yeah.
It looked like a fun deal.
You want to hear? I got to pull the curtain back because some people were like, wait a minute. Champ the horse comes over to Patrick Mahomes, gets him to sign a football. Then he runs down there to Aikman. And me and Aikman were sitting there. I was talking to Aikman. I don't know. It was like during part of the game we were talking about stuff. And so Aikman signs the football. I whisper in the horse's ear, there's Kyler Murray over there. Don't forget Kyler. Well, he skips Kyler, and he's waving to the crowd. And I swear to God, he throws that autographed football into the stands as somebody got them a souvenir and a half.
Oh,
and
my God.
Online, people were like, wait a minute. What happened to Kyler? He didn't get Kyler's autograph. And I said, the horse dropped the ball. He missed the trifecta.
Yes, he did, because it's funny because I saw that video and I was thinking to myself, yes, and now I knew it wasn't like I just randomly saw Kyler Murray. I knew he was there.
Yeah, he was like four seats down from Mahomes.
Right, and so I was surprised that Champ did not stop by Kyler, and then even after you telling him, maybe there was some type of Kyler vendetta.
No,
that Champ
you know
had.
what they say. You can take the horse to quarterback, but you can't make him sign a football.
Can't make Yes, amen to that, CA. Amen. Okay, very good. So the playmaker was there as well. I'm sure you got to show some love with the playmaker.
I did not get to see Michael. Michael was on a different level. I went up to the 300 level and did some stuff up there with some of the Maverick fans up there, but Michael was like on the concourse level, and he was getting mobbed in the we call it the concourse, where everybody's buying popcorn and stuff. So yeah, but he was there. Michael's been in a lot of Maverick games as well. Now you know I've got his Hall of Fame jacket, right?
Yes, that story is absolutely epic. Have you shared that one? Have you done a CA stories on that one yet? I know it's a little bit fresh.
I kind of did, but for those who don't know, I'm gonna be real brief. Michael got inducted into the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame. I got inducted there a few years ago. He got inducted like a few weeks ago. And Michael, you know, he's such a slave to fashion. I mean, this guy is just perfectly dressed. He wanted to try on his jacket first so it make sure it fit. Well, the jackets weren't in yet. So I let him borrow my jacket so that he could get his outfit to match his pants and his jacket and the tie and all of that. Well, Michael had my jacket altered so it fit him perfectly, and he just gave me his new jacket. His Hall of Fame. So I've got Michael's Hall of Fame jacket, and he's got mine.
Man, that is such an epic story. I remember Chris was telling me this in real time as it was happening a few weeks back, and that is a pretty legendary deal where now it is the playmaker having CA's Hall of Fame jacket tailored to fit the playmaker's body, and then he just turned around and gave his own jacket upon receiving it over to Chris, and now it's up to Chris to go get it tailored to his own body.
Yeah, because it's a little large. Shoulders a little bit too big.
So now when it comes to this Mavericks team, when it comes to this series, Chris, it feels all but over at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm especially with the Donovan Mitchell situation, which we got some updates on today. I think that there's a fair chance you'll see Donovan Mitchell give it a go on Thursday night, but to the level of which he will be effective is very much so in question. When you hear the reports from Woj earlier, and then when you start getting some of these, these internet doctors, Dr. Chow and whatnot, elimination game, Donovan Mitchell will probably try to play, but Dr. Chow says no way to be healthy or have a high, basically athletic score.
If he plays, it'll be to say goodbye in his last game ever as a Utah Jazz.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It'll be sayonara to the Utah fans.
He would be doing it to say goodbye to the fans. Other than that, there's no reason for him to play. He knows they're eliminated. It's all but done. Literally, they have no answers to the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks have been doing what they want to do. This series, they should have swept them by now. The only reason they haven't swept them is because Luka didn't play the first 3 games. Now you've weaponized Jalen Brunson. Luka's back fully healthy, as you saw last night and the game before. They should have won the game in Utah. They lose that game by the way, did Pedro tell you he was up there at that game?
No, Pedro did not tell me that.
Pedro was the revolving producer of the Nosebleed seats.
Yep.
You got to talk to him about this later. He and his girlfriend flew up to Salt Lake City and was at game 4. Isn't that wild?
Gosh, Pedro's a bleep hole, man. How is this happening? He's in college. I know he makes bleep for money. How is he finding a way to get himself from Dallas to Utah? That dirty, dirty dog. I cannot wait to get some details.
That's a story. Yeah, you've got to have him tell that story one day. So that's another reason that we're teasing forward. This is a tease for a show down the road because Pedro's got stories. He flew up there with his girlfriend for game 4. And you know Donovan Mitchell should have been flagged for the elbow to the face of Dwight Powell, or they would have won that game.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is this. They have no answers to the Dallas Mavericks. The coaches, first of all, I'm not going to brag, but you can ask anybody that I talked to pregame, including all the different security people around the I said the Mavericks going to blow this team out. I predicted a blowout last night. And the reason why, the Mavericks were that confident. They're like, we got this. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like overconfidence. They knew, and I've been saying it from before the series even started, Utah is a team, just like the 2022 LA Lakers. They can't stand each other, and they're going to blow it up, and they need to be in Cancun. The only reason they're in the playoffs is because they won too many damn games. Otherwise, they're coasting through the end of the season, quitting on games, having big leads and losing them. The Mavericks are a real team. This is a triumph of team over talent. It's the same way the Boston Celtics beat Brooklyn. I was telling Kevin Gray when we were doing our playoff predictions that Boston would beat Brooklyn, and it's the same theory. Brooklyn, just like the Mavericks since January, have been the most dominant teams in the NBA, defensive-wise and wins-wise. Only Phoenix has been in the group, in the conversation. And this is Phoenix's year. Now that There's a hamstring injury. It's up to question with D Book. But at the same time, I knew Brooklyn hadn't played enough together. They're just a collection of talent. Now you got Utah, which is more talented than the Mavericks. But guess what? They can't stand each other. This is not like last year's Clippers team where the Clippers, there was a threat they might blow them up, but they liked each other. And here's Kawhi, who's won 2 championships, like, I ain't going out like this. This is a Utah team. All I have to do is punch them in the face, and that's what happened last night.